Don't be coming back now.
Can y'all hear me now? So guess what? The microphone was off the whole time. Well, that's the purpose of this stream, to test this stuff. So this way, when I do a full stream, you know, a long, real stream, all the mistakes will be figured out. So, I think should be getting audio now. Thanks, Root Vegetable. Sorry it took a while because I saw you made the comment about, yeah, so that's what it was. I had to literally, adding the webcam wasn't enough. I had to add a separate audio capture for the webcam. So, yeah, fun. Alright, so we're gonna just try to play some Pinbot here. Now that we're actually can be heard, obviously y'all heard the game the whole time, but now you can hear me. Which again, you know, this small stream that's the purpose of it, to make sure everything is working and give me experience using the setup for when I start doing full streams. And I'll be starting to obviously do them once we start premiering the NES project videos, because the videos for the project are done. They just got to premiere. So I still got to record some gameplay footage of the EverDrive N8 Pro, and I'll be probably doing that, I'd say next week or the week after. Half the bit's already done, but we got the upstairs tenant's dog next week or the week after, and the only way she'll behave is if She's sitting in the living room with me. Yeah, it is on. She's literally heard me like 2 minutes ago say that the camera, it's finally on. But yeah, so while she's in here sitting with us, since I'm forced to be in here because that's the only way she'll, behave. Or otherwise she's like exploring and wild and crazy. I'll just finish up the footage creation then. Maybe even try to get the dog on stream. Depends on how long this webcam is as far as wire. Because she always sits behind the chair when she's down here, so we'll have puppy cam. Yeah, see, pinball is hard as hell. Pinball.
It's heresies just for us to hear after 2 stars.
A series of allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to vaccinate. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms.
Well, somehow, even though I suck at this game, I made it to 9th place. So there's that.
You can help me save. The day we give your clear choice dental implants, place every day.
Let's play this game real quick. Cause fun fact, it was licensed by Atari, of all people, because Iwata basically made, when Atari and Nintendo were in negotiations to bring the Famicom to America, Iwata pretty much made 2 tech demos, well, full games, but in order to basically show Atari that, hey, we could put your games on this console and you could just brand it with the Atari name. So those 2 games are Joust and Millipede. So these came on 88 because Nintendo still had the license to make them. Rather, HAL, I should say. But it's pretty much Nintendo now. So, imagine these games would have been made for an Atari Famicom. And of course, there's spam. Of course. That's one thing they need to remove. This whole thing of you can only have so many numbers blocked. Because despite having RoboKiller doesn't stop every robocall. It didn't stop every spam call. So you should be able to block as many numbers as you want. There shouldn't be a limit. But especially if you go into the Japanese library, which had a couple of years head start on us, and it really is like a souped up Atari, because in Japan they released like Dig Dug and Galaxian, and we got some of those games. We got Galaga and we had Xevious, but Japan had a lot more early arcade ports. I think they even had one for Space Invaders. Let me look. Because you gotta remember, the Famicom in Japan came out in 83. So we didn't get the NES here until late 85 for the test market. And then around, I want to say the summer of 86, because it was a nationwide rollout. It didn't all of a sudden premiere everywhere like they do now. It was literally like it would go to the East Coast and it would spread first with the bigger cities, then to the small. And everyone had the NES by Christmas of 86. So they had pretty much a 2 to 3 year head start depending on where you got your NES. See, Space Invaders came out for the NES in Japan. Famicom, I'm not sure if a lot of people know about this. And obviously you could tell why it was never released in America, because by 1986, Space Invaders was like really, really old. And with the video game crash, they didn't want games that were really old, they wanted revolutionary games. They didn't want the same old thing they could just dig out their old Atari for. So a lot of these stationary games like Galaxian and Dig Dug and Space Invaders never came out in the States, even though they literally came out for the Famicom.
So I might land at the house if I pass, which would be cool.
And it's a lot harder to fire through your bases in this one, by the way.
Okay, I mean, oh, okay, sound please.
I think I covered Space Invaders in the arcade ports video. I'm not sure. Because my idea for the EverDrive N8 is to do maybe 2 or 3 gameplay videos a week for a month, and then go on to the next video series that I'm developing. Because there's a few I'm developing, it's just, I don't want to say what they are yet. Until they're actually filmed and in the can and edited.
Didn't realize it was on video.
Oh, shit.
Thanks for reporting out, guys. I'm pressed to start videos.
The best way you can do, especially with the last ones, is try to go back and forth. There we go. So we eliminated the first wave. This game gets boring after a while because you only get 10 to 20 points per invader. So your score takes, the high score is 5,000 points. And it takes forever to build. It's for the bottom 2 rows it's 10, for the middle 2 rows it's 20, the top is 30. Let me show Galaxian real quick. Yeah, it's under this one.
Why can't you see that?
But see, this came out in 84. So it could have been it could have been at launch or a little after, but gamers would have hated it at the time. You know, a lot of the ones they were aiming for. In a way, they should have, because you had a lot of people that were still playing Atari at the time. Especially the 7800, which came out later on. You could have released this. This was arcade perfect at the time. You could have released this and convinced people to buy a Nintendo instead. Just my opinion, anyway. Because that would have been great to get Atari buyers to buy your system. Because it goes, oh yeah, remember those crappy games that you played on the 5200 that claimed they were arcade perfect? Well, here is an actual arcade perfect port. At least beat the first level. Come on. And that just resets. Here's another one, by the way, that I didn't put on the list, the Big John list, even though we owned the game. And it's obvious to everyone why I didn't. Because this game is such shit. It's not even funny.
Because I gave it to Consolid. Turns out it's a knockoff, only worth a few bucks.
Nope, not going that way. First of all, they gave Pitfall Harry a gun. Pitfall Harry never had a gun. Secondly, it's so glitched, it's not even funny. You can tell they sort of tried to base it on Pitfall 2. And why would someone get killed by touching a frog?
I took that stuff from you and your roommates and put together bail.
And to refill your bullets, you have to jump around like a maniac, which could obviously lead to trouble, as you've just seen there.
I promise.
And then again, a lot of the games that I showed under the Big John playlist could be considered crap, but he knew how to play them somehow. We have falling ceilings now. Good grief. And of course, the snake just sits there. And you would think the gun would have tried to get the bat while he was stationary. And somehow, even though we had one life already, now we have another one. Because this game can never end. And somehow I got touched by an enemy even though I was on a ladder.
Documentation.
That's why me and so many other gamers call this game Super Shitball. Because that's exactly what it is. It's full of shit. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else that I didn't cover on those lists. I'm going to play one more just so I can look back and see if everything works. Let's do some last comments, if we will. Let's see here. I'm doing alright, Anna. Can't complain. Just physical therapy just kicked my ass today. Finally getting physical therapy done on my legs, so I got to get them back in working order.
I'm asking you to do the right thing.
It's hard work, but, you know, things are going to get better. You've got to put in the work, especially if you want to improve yourself. Especially when you fought for so long to diagnose you correctly. You really got to bust your ass then.
And noticeably less itch with Dupixent.
Oh, this is really good. I did cover this under the Big John favorites list, but it bears repeating again. To me, this is the best port of the game. So let me see something real quick. Let me go back to Rampart.
Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain.
Because there's something I keep forgetting to do. Options. You can actually select your grid type. So if the dots don't do it for you, there's crosses, squares, no grid, dots. I like the cross ones, so we're going to do it that way. And you can, if you have it in the second port, actually, you know what? I'm sorry, all that.
That means something's wrong. And likely it means an expensive repair bill.
Because, fun fact that I don't think I covered,
This phone,
but with the,
repair bill's paid, and you'll never dread
let's just
spite of an auto
put
shop.
this on.
When you call Car Shield before your car breaks down, they have plans that cover up to 5,000 parts and systems.
And of course, it had to restart.
Major breakdowns on your engine, transmission, electronics.
You can actually select your game with the second player controller too.
Your car that you can't name, but your mechanic can.
And this is important, I'll show you
You haven't called Car Shield.
with this game. Because you can actually select your color depending on what spot you put it in. Even though it says red player, clearly you can tell it's more of a pink. So we're going to do pink player. It's going to be cool. Nice neon pink. You see what I mean? How the cross patterns like even more pleasing. By the way, hold down the B button to speed up your crosshairs. Yeah, because we want to try to end it as soon as possible. This way we can start covering our other castles. I know I'm cutting it close, but we can do this. And there we go. Just like that. We got 3 castles done. And 4 more cannons. You want to do the double masts first, because they're the heavier ships. And the best way to do this, especially for the NES version, is you just fire away. Don't wait for it to hit, just keep going. Because remember, you only have a limited time. So now we're going to take this and try to surround this other castle as quick as we can. And we did it. Obviously, if you have any more, try to reinforce that. Let's give some to our... with 5 cannons now, in addition to the other 7 we have. By the way, you want to shoot those mines because they can interfere with your ability to build. Which just start giving you like really impossible patterns. But we're good because hardly got any damage. So what we're going to try to do is, I don't think there's another round after this, so we're just going to try to reinforce what we already got. Oh, there's one more round, okay. Oh, they're in big trouble now. Oh, they're really moving.
That's but actually I believe it's out of town, so this I think it's the most amazing.
And we got it.
I went to the desk for the end of it, but I wanted to take the lesson first.
Just gonna reinforce our walls here. See, they start giving you impossible shit like crosses. And by the way, it shows that conquered, this conquered too, was up top because we went to the advanced level first. And sometimes you can see the combination to get back to the menu doesn't always work. It always works when you press the button, but it doesn't always work when you do the combination.
So Richard's wife lies on the word vanish. Police have no leads. But his wife tells us that he likes old
Let's do this one because this is another one I covered. I wonder why it didn't work. I forgot to put it back in the player 1 spot. And the game froze.
Quay move though, getting him with the car.
Seems pretty promising.
And remember, if you're using the 8-bit DOS set, and this is an 8-bit DOS controller, because I'm going to show you how to build this completely from scratch. in one of the Harley Project episodes. Holding down start turns off the controller. So, important to know. So, we're gonna give him 6 punch, 2 stamina, 1 speed. Why you need a bunch of speed when we got like heavy hits? It's gonna be like Mike Tyson in his early days, his prime years. Oh, already. Obviously, this is to train your player. I don't know if you get experience points on this. I only like fucked around with the game. I didn't like sit there and play with it. This also known, I think, is Family Boxing, if you want to play the Japanese version. And the Versus NES games, which I also covered. I also covered the ports of the Versus Arcade NES titles. This is known as Versus TKO Boxing. Oh, that motherfucker's lucky he got out of that round. Hey, I only got 5 hits on me. Stop talking to me. What are you, Floyd Mayweather? And you do get tired for missing punches, by the way. That's all you want. You're gonna get knocked out.
This is going to be back in the car. Sure.
See, it seems like you don't get too many more power points. You think you'd get power points the more you complete your fights. See, he's got 4 stamina assists. Oh, I might have met my match here. By the way, you'd think they would have had like B's left punch and A's right punch, but it doesn't work out like that in this game. Trying to get over here and get that power up, but this asshole won't let me. Because I don't know, it's almost like they play this fucking game like it's Knuckles Chaotix, like you're attached to your opponent. Like you can't move around the ring freely of your own power. Your opponent has to move with you. You can only move in a circle. Come on, hit him. I understand how I got more hits than him. I mean, I tired myself out a little bit, but he should have lost more power than this already.
That's what I was thinking.
You can't even rope-a-dope your opponent, I don't think, either. I'm losing all this energy. And he hasn't been knocked out yet. Or at least went down. Dude, go down. You got that Hulk Hogan disease where you can't lie on your back for more than 2 seconds? Watch, I'm gonna not be able to get up. Could I call it or could I call it? She didn't even give me no extra points either. They took points from him, I think. So he has more speed. But I still got more punching power. And stamina. Come on. Come on. Man, stop hugging me. I'm not your friend. I'm your opponent. Hit me. There we go. Now he finally goes down. Not for long. God damn it, stop hugging me. I'm trying to be like Bailey over here. Stop hugging me.
In delicious flavors like duck flavour.
I learned his cowardice from Floyd Mayweather. Just dancing around the ring, hugging, don't even punch. That's to ruin boxing for me, man. When I was growing up, we had fights that fighters would literally sit in the middle of the ring and just pound the shit out of each other. You know? There were fights, they were slugfests. Now it's just Dancing with the Stars. And it sucks. Like, belts mean nothing. It's just, they're guaranteed millions of dollars and they just make it through 12, that's it. Stay down. Saved by the bell. Lovely.
Medical conditions, including immune system problems.
So they knocked me out, and they have him saved by the... Fuck this game. They saved by the bell. Great job. Oh, Lord. Have it make sense. I'm surprised the nerd didn't fucking do a video on Ring King. He maybe... I don't think he did do one on Ring King. I haven't watched his videos in forever. Because he's not really that funny anymore.
But most often, it's the more obvious signs of damage.
You can only do the same old shtick for like 14, 15 years.
You can get ahead of costly damage by protecting your home study.
Try to play one more that either I really highlighted or I haven't played yet on video.
The best things in life come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 thumbs up. And now, buy any phone research to consumer cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, 2 months free. Ultra fast, reliable, nationwide.
I didn't play the NES version of Gunsmoke. I played the Famicom this version. Excuse me.
Did 99% of people over 50.
That's such a fun game. It's weird. Because B button is left shoot, A button is right shoot, and gold is straight shoot. So you don't straight shoot by default, you only shoot in diagonals by default. And the level doesn't end
Discover excellent.
until you get the wanted poster. So either you gotta remember where it is, which sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Or you gotta circle around the level until you get enough points, or
Tablo TV.
I don't think anything hit me there, or enough money to buy the wanted poster. Capcom literally just, I don't want to say ripped off because they made that game too, but it's literally a Western version of Commando. And of course the barrel stuck me. The best way to play this game, which I don't have one here, I used to, but the NES Advantage, if you can get Turbo Fire, this game is great. Because you're going to need it, because as you can tell, it wears out your fingers quick. Especially when like your hands are big and you can only hold the NES controller like this with your first few fingers. Because let's be honest, the NES controller is more made for kids. It's even worse if you're playing a Famicom. They don't make controllers for like big hands. Of course, the bullet had to fucking hide until last second. There we go. So I don't need any of that. You would think, though, that's one complaint I do have about this controller, especially since 8BitDo made the board. You would think they would have had especially since you gotta really much use their retro receiver with one. You would think they would have came up with a solution, a button combination or something to give you Turbo Fire. But they didn't. Because a lot of times that game is like, not unplayable, but you're not going to get very far if you don't have Turbo Fire. Alright, so let me see how I'm doing here. Because I also got to shoot some stuff too. Yeah, I'm about an hour in. So I'm going to just end it here because I just wanted to do a test of the webcam and the mic. And good thing I did because for half of the stream, we didn't have a microphone. So until next time, Rachel Safer signing off. And by the way, the big Diabolic package did ship, so I'm hoping to shoot the last part of the Great Movie Haul this week so it can premiere this week. One of the packages for that movie haul is actually arrived, so that's the first part I'm going to be shooting as soon as I get off this camera. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get in the Super Mario Brothers before it comes time to shoot the video, because I got that big umbrella set that they recently came out with. But they didn't ship it to Diabolic until literally this week. I had that pre-ordered since April. It's not Diabolic's fault, it's Umbrella for literally just shitting the bed, basically. Like, they only like ship to certain people first, and then other retailers, they just, well, here's yours. So, alright. I'm going to go shoot some stuff, and thanks for joining me on this journey as I tested this stream. I'm doing it right, Hayden. Just getting ready to get off air and start shooting some material for the YouTube channel. So, peace out.